A few years ago, I had this idea that I couldn't stop thinking about. It felt right, honest, like something I was supposed to put out into the world. But then I scrolled, as we do, and I saw someone else doing something similar and doing it well. Branding was sharp. Their following was massive. Their delivery was smooth and convincing. And just like that, I shut it down. I told myself, why even bother? They've already said it, and honestly, they've said it better than I could. That one scroll delayed me 6 months. 6 months of silence, 6 months of second guessing, 6 months of sitting on something that I was born to share. And I'm going to tell you today what I wish someone had told me then. You're not in competition with anyone. Not online, not even in your industry, not even in your family, because no one else was given your assignment. No one else has your wiring. No one else has your story. No one else has your unique way of seeing the world. But often we forget that. We scroll, we compare, and ultimately we shrink. We start asking questions like, why is their audience growing faster? Why do their ideas sound better? Why does everything I create feel small next to theirs? And slowly, our creativity becomes suffocated by competition. But here's the truth. When you know who you are, you stop trying to outdo someone else and start trying to outgrow who you were yesterday. So this is part 3 of the You Were Born to Create series, and this one is simple. Don't compete, just create. Because the world doesn't need a better version of someone else. It needs a bolder version of you. Comparison is sneaky. You start by admiring someone else's work, and before you know it, you're questioning your own voice, your own pace, and the value that you bring. But here's a thought that you don't hear many talk about. Most of the people that you're comparing yourself to, they're not better than you. They're just further along in their assignment. And you have one too, custom built and divinely assigned. And if you get distracted trying to compete with theirs, you'll never complete yours. And I want you to remember this. You can't build what's yours if your hands are busy copying someone else. Comparison doesn't just steal your creativity, it erodes your confidence and delays your momentum. And over time, it convinces you to abandon ideas that were never meant to be placed in judgment against someone else's. So where have you been holding back? Because someone else is already doing it. You're not here to compete. You're here to contribute. You weren't sent here to win someone else's race. You were sent to run yours with clarity, conviction, and creativity. And there is a space for your tone, for your lens, and for your voice. And we don't need more imitation in the world. We need realness, more originality, more people showing up in their creative power. And whenever you create from a place of contribution, not competition, you unlock a flow that cannot be copied. Think of a symphony. I love the symphony. Every instrument matters. The violin doesn't compete with the trumpet. It actually has a different set of sheet music. The piano doesn't imitate the cello. It has a different set of sheet music. Each plays its part, and together they create something beautiful, powerful. You're not here to replace anyone. Grab your sheet music, play your part, and reveal what only you carry. And the thought that you have to remember is that you're the only one that can complete your assignment. You were born for a creative assignment that no one else can complete. And that's not because you're better than them, it's because you're different than them. And the difference is the whole point. There's a part of the world that will only be healed, reached, or inspired through your obedience to create. And if you don't show up in it, that space remains empty. And as we've talked about, your calling isn't just about your success, it's about the people connected to your yes. I remember once sitting on an idea for months. I thought it was an original idea, which, by the way, there are no original ideas. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that you think is new, every new concept has been birthed from something else. You hear someone say a quote and you're like, man, that's good. They didn't come up with it. But when I saw someone else doing something similar, I thought, why add my voice to the noise? In fact, I almost didn't start this channel because I thought there are enough personal growth, self-development channels out there. But what I didn't realize then, but fully realize now, is my voice isn't noise to the person that needs my tone, my language, and my story. And so I did it anyway. I began to hit publish, not because I felt ready, but because the silence in me was louder than the noise around me. And the messages I received weren't about how perfect it was, but I started to receive messages like, you know what, I've heard that concept before, but no one has quite put it like that. I've never heard it said like that before. And that's when it hit me. It's not about saying something new. It's about saying and doing something true in your way. Let's get practical. Every moment you spend comparing is energy you could have spent creating. Trying to outdo someone else, it drains you. While creating from a place of authenticity energizes you. And you can actually feel the difference. One creator is frantic, chasing trends, refreshing numbers, exhausted. The other is rooted, clear, and consistent. And I want you to remember this. Trying to run a marathon at sprint pace in someone else's shoes only guarantees burnout. And this is why so many creative people are burned out. They're trying to win a race that isn't theirs. But when you create from truth, when you create from your purpose and your values, you tap into a rhythm that's sustainable, soulful, and powerful. Focus beats frenzy and purpose beats pressure. So I challenge you to audit your creative life. Where are you competing and where are you creating? And when it comes to the things that you're creating, I'm gonna give you an acronym that I believe is going to be helpful. The word is real. The R is remember your assignment. The E is eliminate external pressure. The A is align with your voice. And L is launch without waiting for perfection. So you have an idea that's sitting there on ice. Your first step is to remember your assignment. Why do you want to do it? The next step is to eliminate external pressure. Block out outside voices and opinions. The step after that, align with your voice. Make sure that it sounds and looks like something that represents you authentically. And then L, launch without waiting for perfection and launch before you can talk yourself out of it. The last thing I want to cover here is your assignment is protected by alignment. And this is the simple concept that you never need to fight for space. When you're aligned, your assignment will make room for you. I read in a book that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it means it's yours. And what's yours can't be stolen, rushed, or outperformed. There's someone that's watching me that doesn't need permission to create. You just need to remember why you started. Imagine this, 1 year from today, you've either spent 365 days trying to keep up or 365 days building something that only you could build. Which one are you choosing? And I created this video because I want it to be a reminder to return to the joy of creating, to stop watching the competition so much and start walking in your gifting. Well, what I do is oversaturated. Hit rewind, start this video from the beginning. Your lane isn't overcrowded. Your lane is waiting. So if you've been waiting to feel ready, if you've been comparing yourself into paralysis, if you've been letting other people's highlight reels make you doubt your self-worth, let this be the moment you reset. You were born to create. You're not here to compete. You're here to complete what only you carry. So stop asking, is someone else already doing this? And start asking, am I being faithful to what is on the inside of me? This isn't about your project, it's about your presence. It's about what happens when thousands of people stop competing and start creating. Let's fill the world with originality, with obedience, with ideas born in alignment. And it starts with one yes. What's one thing you're ready to create without comparison? Let's fill these comments with commitment, clarity, creativity, and encouragement. And always remember that growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.